England's goal against Serbia. The play starts on the right, and we can already see the Serbian team defending with a lot of space in between their defensive structure. It's clear that the Serbian players are defending the English players and not the spaces towards the goal. This is a common practice, but has a really big downside, which is that you leave all the spaces towards the goal free. And we will see that this player right here will press the English player too close to him and leave the space behind him towards the goal free, which is the space that the English player will attack asking for the ball on his back. The defender will get too close and free the space on his back towards the goal for the English player to receive in the free space on his back towards the goal. We can see already the player moving very close to the English player, very close. And then Walker just waits for the right moment where the player gets too close that the space on his back is free, so he can connect the pass on the vulnerable space behind the defender. We can see here that the Serbian players are late in defending the spaces towards the goal and are more likely defending the English players man on man. And that makes it easy for the attackers to make movements off the ball and attack the free spaces, since the free spaces are not being defended. Only the players are being defended. So we see the free spaces clearly that can be attacked by the English players. Since the Serbians are defending the man, when Harry Kane attacks the free space that I just showed, then Bellingham thinks, okay, so if he's attacking the free space, he's going to leave the space that he came from completely free. So that's where I'm going to go to attack the ball in case he doesn't hit the ball. Harry Kane attacks the free space. Bellingham attacks the space that Harry Kane leaves free with his movement. In this take, we can see how close the Serbian player got to the English player in the beginning of the play. As we can see, this entire zone is free from offside and allowing the English player to run, and the movements from the Serbian defender allowed the English player to take advantage over that space, and that's what Kyle Walker was waiting for to connect the pass. Once they exploit the mistake from the Serbians, we can see that the space towards the goal are free. The different timing from the different runs from the English attackers. The closest player to the ball delayed his run. The player in the middle of the box made a run to the first post, and the player coming in the entrance of the box took the space of the player that made the run to the first post. So those are the offensive movements that England executed in their goal. Romania's first goal against Ukraine starts with a mistake from Ukraine. So when he receives the ball, there's no support from the player on the left side and very little support from the keeper to build up a structure on that side that allow them to attract an opponent and find the spaces towards the middle. Since there's no support, he gets overwhelmed from the pressure from the attacker and is forced to play back to the goalkeeper, but then the support movements to the goalkeeper are also non-existent. Forced to play to the goalkeeper, and then the Romanian team has the entire Ukrainian team in between their players, as we can see here. And then the pass from the goalkeeper, of course, since there's no support for him, since that support didn't exist for the goalkeeper, he had to send an improvised long ball that didn't work, generating Romania's recovery and the goal. There you go, the keeper tried to stretch that ball since that player was too far behind the mark and not coming down to widen the angle to support the keeper. Keeper misses the pass. Then we can clearly see the Romanian player asking for the ball in the middle of the structure. There's another Romanian player into the box, completely free, that can finish the play. And the finish, amazing finish. In this take, we can see the lack of support from the Ukrainians team on their left side to help the keeper, generating the mistake, then leaving the Romanian player free and that hole in the middle of the Ukrainians defense, allowing for all the space for the shot to connect. Romania's second goal starts with an amazing play. Player dribbles, keeps dribbling, fixes the opponent and passes in the last moment that he can pass when the opponent is very inside of him. We can see how close the opponent was. When his teammate receives the pass, the first thing that he does is control forward and take his space until an opponent jumps on him. So he will dribble the ball, and dribble the ball until an opponent jumps on him, and then he fixes that opponent, passes the ball, and underlaps. Let's see. There you go, he fixes the opponent. Ukrainians defenders defend very well. Ukrainian defenders defend very well, denying all the space to the left. We can see the Ukrainian players denying the advantage to that Romanian player on the left. Therefore, the player with the ball needs now to pass to his teammates on the right and underlap to drag the defenders with him and allow his teammates to cut back into the middle and not get isolated in the side of the field. So let's see what he would do. The pass and the underlap. The pass, this pass right here, and the underlap right here. Makes the pass. The teammate controls already looking into the middle because he's expecting the underlap. He doesn't want to go to the sides. Look at that. And then the underlap comes. The player asks for that ball in the space behind the defender. He drags 3 defenders with him and frees that area in the middle of the box, in the entrance of the box for the possessor of the ball. Player takes that space, but the shot is denied by an Ukrainian defender. So the ball is left back for another teammate that takes another amazing shot. Good confidence, good mindset, very well decided. Again, we can see here how the play started. Dribbling from the Romanian player, keeps dribbling until he cannot dribble anymore. Then he releases the ball. Once he releases the ball, there's a 2v1 against the Ukrainian player. We can see the 2v1. So how to neutralize this 2v1? Another Ukrainian defender needs to approach the play, denying everything to his side. While he drives to that side, he needs to deny everything on his back towards his sides. We can see his movements. We can see the advantage building on his back. His movement is to approach that side as quick as possible while denying his sides. His movement is to delay the play as long as possible to allow his teammates to arrive and help him in the play. That's what they do. One delays the play, another approaches the play while denying the spaces on his back. That's why he gets as much into the Romanian attacker as he can to be able to deny the pass on his back. We can see how close this player got to the Romanian attacker to be able to deny any passes towards those zones in his back. Once those zones are denied, now the Romanians are forced to stick to the right sides. And playing on the right sides, the only option now is to underlap to leave his teammates available to get back into the middle. With the underlap, he drags the 3 defenders with him. We can clearly see the 3 defenders defending the movement from the underlap and freeing the space in the middle of the box. Then comes the first attempt that is denied by the defender, very well approached, but then the second attacker doesn't think twice. Romania's third goal starts on a set piece, a short corner and a 2v1 on the corner right away with an overlap. The player with the ball attracts the defender towards him, fixes and makes the pass, executing the 2v1. So the player with the ball fixes, passes, executes the 2v1, and his teammate can control and attack the free space towards the box since there's only one defender defending 2 players. That's what they do. The second defender comes rushing out of the box, and the Romanian player uses the fact that he had space to control to make a feint, pretending he's gonna cross or take a shot, to make the defender rush into the tackle to free the space on his back. We can see there, forcing the defender to tackle the cross or the shot so he can attack that space behind the defender. When that space is attacked, he takes another touch to get the advantage over that space. Then another defender needs to jump on him, but now all the eyes are on number 20. All the focus from the defenders from Ukraine are on number 20, and they forget, of course, to mark the player moving freely in the middle of the box. There's no offside, as we can see, and the player can just touch into the goal. The first goal from Slovakia against Belgium starts with a throw-in. Good pressure from the Slovakian team. Clearly, the Slovakians are denying the switch for the Belgian team and forcing them to stay in the same zone. Double pressure on the possessor of the ball to corner him on that side, very well executed, while the Slovakian team can push forwards, and that forced the mistake on the pass. The ball connects into the middle to a Slovakian player that sees the space in the entrance of the box and immediately makes the pass behind to get the advantage over the defender and get a clear shooting opportunity to his teammates. A good deflection from the keeper, but there's a second ball. We can see how effective the press was. It's a 3v2 for Belgium, but the angles are not wide enough. So how should Belgium solve this problem? That Belgian player should have moved back towards the end line, freeing the pass to the keeper and increasing the angle towards the middle of the box where Belgium can exit from the pressure. Since he didn't do that movement, the space for the player with the ball is tightening up and the pressure can accumulate on him. See, the support movement from the Belgian player was very poor and late. And when the pass connects, it's too late. Nobody's well positioned to avoid the mistake in the middle of their structure. The pass behind and the finish towards the goal. No offside, as you can see. France's goal starts with Mbappe's feint, a rollover, confidence, ball very close to his body, under his body, not in front of his body, not far away from his body, making feints and then changing his footwork, step over, drop shoulder, and quickly, very quickly go into the same space that he attacked, takes the space, the advantage over the space over the defender, puts the defender on his back and makes the cross into the box that results in an own goal. We can see that the play started with France going on the end line and then passing back from here. And when Mbappe receives, both players move away from the play and let him take the 1v1. And then he comes for the 1v1 on the wing. He knows that he needs to stretch that ball as far away as he can towards the end line. And then he attacks that player right away. Feint, drop shoulder, accelerates, takes the space. After he takes the space, he can only put that ball in the middle of the box towards the penalty mark, but there's no movements from his teammates there. We can clearly see the space in the middle of the box that is free for him to connect a pass, but unfortunately no teammate is attacking that space right now, so he needs to put a ball elsewhere that ends up connecting into an own goal. There you go. He tries to connect with his teammate, the only teammate offering an option there, but the opponent finishes it into their own goal. And here we can see very clearly Mbappe's feints. Look at his eyes, looking with a lot of focus to the enemy's hips and legs while he changes his footwork, jumps on the ball here, keeps the ball very glued to his feet. Look at that. There's no way the opponents can attack the ball at any moment. And when he drops his shoulder after the step over, his body is very loose, very not tight. He's not tightening his body. He's not making his body stiff. His body is loose and relaxed, so he can make the feints as quick as possible. After the step over, he quickly accelerates to the side. Look at how relaxed his body is, how his arms fly back and forward because his body is completely relaxed with his movements. And then he accelerates here, takes the advantage over the opponent. You can see here the opponent has lost the space already. Any effort in this direction now is a penalty, so he needs to release the pressure there, and that's when Mbappe conquered the advantage to make the pass behind and connect into an own goal.